do less. I got next, playing off the ball, and you know the J wet. She text back, so I'm saying there's a chance. Girl, I'm sorry in advance. And you know we got the passion. He talk a lot of shit, at least I gotta laughing, right?
All right, we have episode 16 secret segment. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. The episode guest this time is the lovely Madison Kerley. And actually, why don't you go ahead and say hello to everybody? Why am I stealing your spotlight?
Wow, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yes, of course. So, as everybody knows, this is 10-question random questions, but feel free to go in depth if you need to. So, question number 1 started off pretty easy for you. Favorite color?
Favorite color is purple.
Yay! Ooh, I like that one. Nobody said purple yet. One candy to eat forever. What would it be?
That's tough. Because I'm a big fan of sour candy, but like I have too much sour candy.
Oh my god. Your mouth.
Yes. Maybe like Skittles or something then, so I still get the like fruity, but doesn't like destroy my mouth.
Totally, yes. I'm with you on that. I think Skittles are such an underrated candy, and there's like a specific community that is like Skittle. Yes. There's like definitely a Skittle community for sure. Yes. So, best vacation you've ever been on?
Ooh. I'd have to say, so in high school, my parents and I went to Hawaii for spring break, and it was really fun because I could like, we did a bunch of like touristy things, so I got to like fully enjoy and like
explore
beach and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I love it. I'm Hapa, as they say in the islands. So I'm part Hawaiian. So, name one food you absolutely will not eat under any circumstance.
Oh. This is tough.
That's so funny. Some people have like one that they're like, this is the one that they say.
I definitely have foods that like I don't like.
Right.
I don't like mustard. I don't like pickles, but like if I have to eat them, like I'll eat them.
I don't like pickles either, but it's really funny because I will sometimes not ask like on a cheeseburger, for example. I won't ask to get the pickles taken off because I like the like vinegary taste that they leave when you take them off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like weird because I like the taste of pickles, but I don't like pickles, which is weird.
It's hard. What I won't eat. I don't know.
What about oysters? Do you like oysters? I feel like that's
true. Shellfish.
Okay. Because that's for me.
I like shrimp and stuff, but like clams, oysters, no. And I don't know if I'm allergic, but when I was younger, like the first time I ever had them, I was like dying sick the whole next day. So like I convinced I think it's like a mental block.
Yeah, like I'm allergic for sure.
I'm allergic. For sure. I've never tried again, but I'm allergic for sure.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm like absolutely no oysters for me. You can't. There's no way you can cook them. There's no way you can serve them. There's not like nothing you can tell me to eat before or after. Like it's a hard pass. It's hard no. So obviously it's sports talk, mostly podcast. So this is one that I love asking everybody because it kind of goes in line with like their upbringing. But first live sporting event you ever went to, or that you remember going to?
It would have to be like an ASU football game, probably.
For sure.
I like ever since I was young. Like when I was younger, my parents had ASU football tickets. Both my parents went to ASU. It honestly could have been an ASU basketball game. My uncles had ASU basketball season tickets for this is 36th year. So like everything ASU sports, but it was probably a football game, to be honest.
That's awesome. That's awesome. My family is like that. I have one side of the family that's like full-blown Oregon State, and the other side of the family that's all U of O. And like, a lot of them are like that. Like they're like pretty much all of us kids were either raised at one Oregon college or the other as far as sports goes. If you had what were you gonna say? Go ahead.
Well, because I have pictures from when I was little, like my uncle, like before I was probably like 1, my uncle would dress me, like I have a picture, it's me holding a sign, it says U of A stink. Like from day one, like I was taught, like we don't like U of A. And like he actually replied with a picture, because I tweeted it, he replied with a picture of me when I was little at an ASU football game. So probably an ASU football game.
Right. That's awesome. I love that, like, the cross-state rivalries that all the schools have, like UA, ASU, Oregon State, all of them. It's also fun.
Yeah.
It's like Die Hard one way or the other.
I love that it's like in state, because like obviously there's like Texas OU, like there's things like that, but it's like within the state, like it's like actually divided.
Yes. Yeah. And like the funniest part about a lot of them is the schools are actually like in a close distance together.
Yes.
Like they're actually like pretty travelable to and fro, which makes it really funny. So I think this is the sixth question. If you had to choose one actor or actress to play you in a film about you, who would it be?
Ooh. This is hard. Ooh.
This might annoy you.
Okay, it's hard because like I love Blake Lively, but also Blake Lively looks nothing like me. So like
I get told all the time I look like a brunette version of Blake Lively.
I could see it.
All the time. I think it's because of my mole.
I don't know who I'd want to play me.
This might annoy you because some people absolutely do not like her, but I could see Zooey Deschanel playing you.
Okay. I was honestly gonna say her because New Girl is like my favorite show.
Yeah.
And like I tell people all the time, like I am Jess.
Yes. Yeah.
So okay, I'll say Zooey Deschanel. There we go.
Totally. Okay, yeah, we'll go with her. I like it. Okay, so this can go any direction. Some people go sports wise, some people go like real personal. What is one thing that you have learned in the past week?
In the past week. Okay. This is going to be like totally based off Dak's injury yesterday.
Okay.
Especially like being in Dallas. But it's kind of like there's kind of like two lessons from it. Like one, like at the beginning of the season, he decided to bet on himself.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, like my coworkers and I were talking, like I feel really bad for him, but there is a risk when you decide to bet on yourself. So it's kind of that lesson. Like, yes, I fully support his like decision to bet on himself, but it does come with the risk.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of that lesson that like this kind of stuff can happen when like you least expect it. So like make the most of the opportunity when you have it.
Yeah. No, I really like that because it's interesting you said that because I was actually thinking about that a little bit this morning. Like he even like totally, went out on a limb for himself in the off season and got himself like a good contract. Nobody thought he was going to be able to make it happen. Like,
yeah.
And then this happens. It's literally like the worst case scenario for the guy.
Like he got himself a good contract for like this year, but he also wasn't happy with like the franchise deal that they were trying to for him. So he's like, I'm gonna bet on myself for 1 year and see what can happen. And like now, and like he probably would have gotten a really good contract next year or like whenever, but now he's probably gonna have to do like a 1 year deal like Cam and like prove himself. Which is
yeah, definitely. No. Well, I'm glad that you brought that up actually, because we're gonna talk about that more in the episode. So if you guys are wanting more talk, go to the main episode. Pick one to be for a day, hero or villain.
Ooh. I'd have to say hero.
Okay.
Like while it would be fun, I feel like it would be fun to be a villain, but like there's just something about that like feeling of helping people, I guess.
Totally.
So
on that.
I feel like in the act it might be fun to be a villain, but like long term, like
you'd be like, oh shit, what did I do?
I would feel much better about myself as a hero.
Totally. I'm with you on that for sure. It's definitely like the conscience side of it.
I'm also, like me as a person, like I'm not one of those people who like likes drama and conflict. So like I don't even know if I'd feel like comfortable in the act of doing it. Like
being a villain.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, ninth question. We got two left. Favorite day of the week.
Ooh. Okay, so in my like past couple years, it would probably be like probably Saturday, honestly, like especially in college because Sundays were always our day off, like for practice. So like you were so excited to get to Saturday, like get practice done in the morning, and then like you were chilling. But honestly, like since quarantine and like COVID and everything, like Sunday's kind of like been my day. Like I've been working from home, so there's really no like, Monday's tomorrow, and like with NFL back and like a lot of the restaurants here in Dallas are open, and so like my friends and I will go, like obviously like social distance, masks, all of that, but it's fun to like actually get out and like everyone goes and like watches the games and all of that stuff. So Sundays have been fun, especially like they've been a good break from COVID.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny too because I feel like COVID and all of like the quarantine stuff has really changed, like you noted on, the dynamic of a lot of people's weeks. Like Monday doesn't, it like today, I mean, it's Monday when we're recording this and it doesn't even feel like Monday. And it's weird because like sometimes during the weekend I'm like, wait, what day is it? Like it will like randomly feel like a Wednesday. It's Saturday, you know what I mean? So quarantine has like changed, like I feel like everybody's perspective of the whole like Monday existential dread feeling, you know?
Yes, because like even yesterday there was no like someone asked me, was like, do you have to work tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, but it's from home, so like it's like flexible. Like
so I'm working, but I'm not.
like I have to, because like especially because my job's in social media, so there's no like set schedule, so it's like but no.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. Okay, so last question. Again, with this one, you can kind of go in depth if you want to, or you can make it like really basic, like generic. Worst career advice you've ever received?
Ooh, worst career advice. That's tricky. I mean, I don't know if like, I don't remember a specific time I was ever told, but obviously with social media and like how the landscape of things are changing, like it's a lot more normal now to kind of just like shoot your shot and message the person or like DM somebody and like whatever. But in the past, like I would say more traditionally, it's apply and wait for them to reach out to you.
Totally.
So like I don't know. So like I don't know if I was ever told like not to, but I would definitely like recommend like as things change, like shoot your shot. Like honestly, that's kind of how, I don't know.
Well, and even in like, and I think this is what you're referring to, but even in like a professional sense of the word, like with me for my podcast, for example, there have been a couple of people that I've had like on the show where people that I know or people that I know from like growing up or whatever are like, how did you get them on your podcast? Like they're really big. Like Tim Johnson, for example, is a Bellator MMA fighter who has done really, really well his last few fights, gaining a lot of popularity in the MMA community. And I've had some close friends who are huge MMA people, and they're like, how the hell did you get him on? And literally, my old podcast co-host connected with him on social media, sent him a message, asked to come on, and he did. Yeah. I mean, same with Clinton Yates from ESPN. He and I connected over social media about a cannabis in the MLB story about a year or so ago. And I later asked him to come on the podcast, and he did. You know what I mean? So it's like, even if it's a personal, like, romantic interest, shoot your shot. Or if it's like a professional, hey, do you want to collab, shoot your shot. I completely agree with you in that sense, because...
And it's becoming so much more like normalized. Like,
yeah, well, and when it comes to big accounts or people that have a lot of following, like a huge following on a lot of platforms, they recognize those names that they see over and over again. Yes. So if you're constantly reacting, replying, DMing, you know, on Instagram when you can react to stories and send a message, commenting, like they see all of those names over and over again. There's still people, and despite what a lot of people think, most celebrities run their own social media. They see everything.
Or they're at least like also logged into the account. So
exactly.
Like have access.
Exactly. So they see those people over and over again. So when it becomes, especially like people in media or celebrities, when you actually shoot your shot, like you're saying, and you slide into the DM and you ask for the interview or the collab, or you send them your art piece that you did on them or whatever it is, they see it because it's so much more accessible, because they recognize like, oh, this is a person who's sending me something relevant and not like DMing me to talk shit or call me a clown.
Because like even my current job I have at Fox Sports, when the job was posted, it said on the thing like this position will report to, and then like the title. Mm-hmm. So I went on LinkedIn and like searched Fox Sports Southwest with that title, and the exact person with that exact title popped up. So then I went, and I had already applied or whatever, and I had gotten the first round of interviews. Or I got an email for the first round of interviews, which was with like a recruiter back on the East Coast, like with the parent company. So like completely separated from actually like working with her directly in the position.
Right.
But I found him on Twitter, and I don't know if his like DMs were open. I just DM'd him or like followed him, and then he DM'd me back or like followed me back so I could DM him. But I ended up saying like, hey,
got the DM access.
I somehow had DM access, and I sent him a DM and was like, hey Eric, like it's really like good to like connect with you. I just wanted to know, like, I applied for this job. I have an interview tomorrow. Like I'm super excited, and I hope I can like talk to you in the future about the position. Like something super generic.
Yeah.
And he ended up replying like super nice conversation, and then I ended up having my next round of interviews with him. And he was like, I have no clue how you found me on Twitter, but I was impressed. And he was like, first of all, I was impressed by the initiative. And second of all, he was like, we need someone who's like savvy with social media and like up with the trends and like knows the people. And he was like, the fact that you found me on Twitter like shows that. And I was like, perfect. Totally. At first I was like, I don't want to come across creepy, but then it ended up like working out like in what they were looking for the position. So I was like, I mean, the worst thing that was going to end up was like a no. So I might as well.
Yeah. I mean, in that position, no, like I'm actually glad you added that little tidbit, because that's really important to know, especially for anybody who is working in media. Like, as long as the message that you're sending is like the context is professional and it goes in line with what your end goal is, reach out. Like you said, you may impress somebody who is like, whoa, I had no idea I was this accessible. Like I had no idea I could be so easily found. Like you may end up actually showing your skills while you are being persistent about the opportunity. So that's a really great tidbit. Thanks for participating in the secret segment. We're going to cut it there, and then we'll head over to the main episode, and everybody can learn more about you there.
Perfect. Sounds good.
We stunting. All I want is you to stay like what you know about this. About to trade my bitch for a first round pick. You thought these wounds would never heal. Swerving through this tournament, I bet I find a steel type. Delay the favorite, but I always bet the field swap. Blood cousins for a grandma, buddy heel. Promise it's nothing, but I'm swearing this is real. You switch teams, but the league just might appeal. Stats nice, so she out of